Okay, let's talk about my 2023 Tesla Model Y. I bought this car back in January of 2023, and I've had this car for about 8 months now. I decided to buy the car because I was in the market for a new car, and when Tesla dropped the prices back in January, I decided to pull the trigger and buy the car. I bought it on a Thursday night. By Friday, I completed all the steps within the app so I could get a quicker delivery time. And by Sunday, I actually got a call from my local Tesla service center saying that the car was going to be ready by the next day to be picked up by me. So by Monday, I actually Uber out at 10 a.m. to the service center, picked up my car, and I actually printed a checklist I found on GitHub and also on Reddit. And I spent about 2 hours just going down that list. I went down the whole list, didn't find any issues, but what wasn't on the list actually became an issue because my license plate screws were actually loose and my windshield wipers actually left a streak. So going home that day from the service center, my license plate screws actually flew off and I lost 2 of them. So I then decided to put in a service ticket within the app, which is an amazing app, by the way. And within 5 days, I had a service guy come out, install new windshield wipers, gave me a new USB drive because I was also having issues with my car starting up saying reconnect my USB drive. And I also got new screws for my license plate cover. All right, let's talk about some of the things I like about the Model Y. Charging the car is super easy. You just basically plug it in. Another thing I like is the app on the iPhone. I'm able to set the AC to be turned on before even going into the car, which has been amazing on hot days. Another thing I like is the driving experience. It's been such a smooth driving experience, especially going over bumps. You hardly even recognize them. The suspension on the 2023 models are amazing from what I heard. Let's talk about the screen. It's been such a blessing. It's using the AMD Ryzen processor, so it's really fast and smooth. I'm basically able to do everything I need to do within the car on this screen. All right, let's talk about the trunk space for the Model Y. I can basically fit my gym bag, my bowling bag, and also my tennis bag. And I even have more space to fit like my water bottle right here for the gym. I leave it right there. And then just some other stuff, shopping bags. All right, let's talk about my tint. I actually went with the brand Lumar for the front too. These are actually at 15% tint. And then for the front windshield, I actually went with 80%. Let's see how it looks like from the inside. So during the day, this is how it looks at 15%. It's been a blessing as it protects me from the sun and there's privacy. And at night, people can barely see me through these 2 windows. And then for the front windshield, it's at 80%. It basically just protects me from the sun. All right, let's talk about the Clean Vehicle Rebate Program here in California. So when I was researching the car to buy it the night when the price dropped on Slick Deals, users were mentioning to make sure to get the tax credit that was $7,500, and they also mentioned for California users or buyers that there was a clean vehicle rebate program that we could apply and get a free $7,500 for buying the car. So I eventually applied after I purchased the car. I made sure to apply ASAP because I knew there was going to be a long wait. I eventually applied, submitted all my documents, and within about a month, I got approved. And after that month, within 2 weeks of getting approved, I got my check and I was able to deposit it and get $7,500, which has been an amazing buying decision for me on buying a Tesla Model Y. Let's talk about how easy it is to start the Tesla Model Y. So I go in, it auto unlocks because it detects that I'm near my car thanks to Bluetooth. I like locking the door. Now I just gotta press the gas pedal, and then I can switch to drive, and I'm basically ready to drive off. It takes like maybe, what, 15 seconds? Super fast, and I love that. So let's talk about the Tesla Model Y. It's a great daily driver, but it does have some issues. Let's talk about some of those flaws or annoyances. Some of the annoyances though with the screen is when you open the glove box, there's no physical button to open it. You gotta press the icon and then it'll open. And if you press it again, it actually doesn't close it. You have to physically go back and close it. Alright, let's talk about the AC settings and the AC in general. Sometimes it gets really cold fast. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a while for the AC to get super cold. And some of the annoying parts is, changing where the air flows out of the AC fans can kind of be hard to predict where they're going. And especially doing this while you're driving too can be annoying. Let's talk about one annoyance. So I'm in sunny California, and living here, I see Tesla Model Ys everywhere. There's at least 2 or 3 at every light, and there's a white colored Model Y everywhere. So I guess the uniqueness of owning a Tesla Model Y has been killed. It is basically not a unique car at all for me at this point. It does get boring seeing the car. Alright, let's talk about how dirty the Model Y gets. As you can see, like, flies, they love my car for some reason. The white color Model Y just gets so dirty. I get like these random yellow marks everywhere. And they're always hard to remove. Let's talk about the app. I actually lost access to all the charge settings within the app for some reason. I read online that I needed to update the app, but my app is updated to the latest version, but I'm still unable to see the charge settings, the charge stats, which is weird. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it, but I probably should. Let's talk about reversing with the Model Y. So I'm coming from a Subaru Forester, a 2019 version, and it had sensors. So every time I reversed the car, the camera would obviously turn on, but I was able to detect if cars from my left or my right were coming towards my car, and it would beep and identify them and tell me where they were coming from. So all I had to do was just look at my camera on my Subaru, and I was able to tell if someone was there or if cars were coming, and I could just stop. But with the Model Y, there's no sensors on the 2023. There's only cameras. So if I'm reversing, it doesn't detect if people are walking nearby my car or if cars are coming from the left or right, which has been kind of a letdown for a 2023 car that focuses really on tech. So it's been annoying not having a 360 view of our car. The Tesla has a bunch of cameras. I don't see how they couldn't just add a 360 view. Let's talk about the GPS within the Tesla. It'll take you there, but it might give you suggestions where you're thinking, hey, I could have just went straight more. Why did I make a early right here? It's been annoying. It's done that multiple times for me. I'd rather use Apple Maps on my iPhone, which actually knows where to take me. So I never actually use this. I don't recommend it at all. So since I never use Tesla's GPS, I kind of wish we had CarPlay. I would totally connect my iPhone and just use Apple Maps within CarPlay, and rather see that on this big portion of the screen. How amazing would that be? Come on, Tesla. Alright, let's talk about compartments within the car. Look how annoying it is to open that. I've got to push it, drag it all the way backwards, and then within here, all I see is empty space, right? It's just a big area that drops down. There's no like organization in here, which can be annoying. Look at that. More empty space. No compartments, nothing. It doesn't feel the biggest either. It feels somewhat tiny to me. I fill it up pretty quickly, actually, if you can see. All right, let's talk about walking into the car and having music start. Sometimes it starts automatically, sometimes it doesn't. And to fix that, I would have to open up another app, such as Apple Music, and then go back to Spotify, and then they'll play music. Not the greatest, just a small annoyance. And just recently, Apple Music has been kicking me out for some reason. It's done this twice now, where it's asked me to relog in to Apple Music. So let's conclude this video. What are my thoughts about the 2023 Tesla Model Y? I've had this car for 8 months about now, and I can say it's my favorite car ever. It's a good daily driver, and there's some annoyances, but they're not a big deal. But I bet in 10 years, if Tesla's still around, that new Model Y in 10 years would probably maybe be perfect. And that'll be an interesting buy for me.